I'm standing here with Monique Bingham, ladies and gentlemen, an unbelievable performer, a lady who's been responsible for some of the most poignant, soulful, jazz-infused house music over the past 20 years. Her career began fronting the acid jazz horn-heavy band Abstract Truth back in 1995, whose seasoned members boasted stints with jazz gods Miles Davis, Herbie Hancock, and Sun Ra, just to name a few. While the house scene remained largely underground in the US, in Europe and Asia, the South African house market and that scene exploded. A 2012 collaboration, Take Me to My Love, with Ralf Gum became a runaway crossover hit in the country. She was the first ever non-South African artist to perform live at the 12th annual Metro FM Awards in 2013. Monique is in South Africa for a special charity event, and she joins us in studio this morning looking absolutely beautiful. Monique, what a pleasure to have you here in Morning Live.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
You know, when I heard yesterday that we'd confirmed that you were coming, and I went back over my playlist and I just listened to some of your music. I mean, you have been a soundtrack to so many South Africans' lives for a long time. And I think you know that because this is where you sort of come and relish in it.
This is where my fans are, really, and I keep coming back. At the pandemic, I couldn't come for 3 years, so 2023 is the first year I'm back in a long time, and this is my third trip here this year, so I'm really excited, and most excited about doing this charity concert tonight in Centurion.
In Centurion. All right, so let's start there. We might as well. Talk to me about this charity. What's it all about?
Yes. Well, it's an informal organization that I just started. This country has been so wonderful to me, and the fans have been so wonderful. I had to find a way to give back. And we are going to be raising money tonight at Idlewinds Lodge in Centurion. It's going to be incredible. We've got DJs. I'm going to be performing. Chima Music is going to be there. Sarah LSG, DJ Soul B, a lot of people, and we're going to just have a great time and raise money for charity.
That is unbelievable. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's there. I'll remind viewers constantly during the show. But you've just been in a fantastic journey that you've been having, but particularly this relationship that you've had with South African and South African artists. And I come to that momentous occasion that we as South Africans were so proud of, but you were there and you were one of the artists performing with Black Coffee out in Madison Square Garden.
Yes.
Take us there. We weren't there. We watched it. We bragged about it, but you were there. What was
unbelievable.
It like?
And as a New Yorker, just to perform at Madison Square Garden. I got robbed in 1984 in front of the garden, so it was a real full circle.
Okay.
But it was amazing. And I wore this dress that I'm wearing today that was made here. Designer Ronnie Ron and Zemigualo, she hand-painted this dress. So I was able to wear that and represent Mzanzino right in the New York stage in the middle of Midtown, and it was just amazing.
Isn't it so nice to see a South African standing on that stage, filling up stadiums? Because you and I were chatting off air and saying, you know, the true birthplace of house music and the true essence and sound is here.
Well, the birthplace is Chicago.
Okay,
definitely.
All right, take Chicago.
Because people from Chicago will see this interview and they'll come get us.
okay, Chicago. We'll take Chicago.
And New York.
We'll take Amapiano. Okay,
there.
we'll do that.
Yes, that's definitely yours.
But
the way that it's been embraced here is crazy. The fans are so educated too in the history of house. So when I come, it's home. It's second home. Yeah. It really, really is.
Well, I think people embrace you as one of our own, which is wonderful because your music and your lyrics have got such meaning. I mean, you know, when you sing, and you're going to be singing it, this is the song that you've chosen to sing for us, Deep in Africa. And I mean, that song, the words, the meaning, the beauty behind it, it's incredible. Why this affinity? I mean, was it from when you first visited or was it way before?
I have to say, it was very organic, and I'm happy that it happened that way. We didn't force this. It wasn't, you know, a plan. It just happened, and you make the music, you put it out into the world, and you have no idea how it's going to come back to you, but it was embraced by South African audiences, and I'm so happy.
Yeah. You know what I respect about you is that you don't just come here and reap the rewards of filled audiences and crowds, but you actually stand up for South Africa as well. I was sort of doing a bit of research behind the scenes, and I saw that there was an artist that was here and spoke out quite badly about South Africa, and you, who is not somebody who jumps up on social media and even bother with that, which is great. But you took a stance and you said, no, don't you dare come out at South Africa like that.
I just thought it was unfair at that time. It really was, because this country just embraces so many of our artists too, American artists, and it just felt unfair to me. There are problems definitely in this country. There are problems everywhere. We all know, and it's complicated, but I just felt like I had to say something.
Yeah, and I'm so glad you did, because, you know, it takes someone like you to change the mindset of a lot of people, because people have a perception, and that is what runs it. You got to come and see it for yourself.
You got to get deep in the bottom. You got to come.
Deep in the bottom of Africa. What was it like growing up as you? Were you, I mean, because your voice is just, it's so magnificent. I was actually sitting and listening to you rehearse. You could actually speak the words. You didn't even have to sing them, and there's still a presence in your voice.
Well, I was an English major, so I got to use that degree in some way, right, to write poetry. And that's all music, it really is. And that's how I approach it. It's poetry.
Yeah.
And I just try to make it mean something, because if you're going to have the opportunity to sing in front of so many people, say something.
Yeah. And that's something that I think is just so important. I mean, it's so funny because I did exactly the same as you. I also I got my honors in English and a major in English, and thought, what am I going to do with it? So here we are. It's always a beautiful thing to be able to use words to influence people and to take it to house music and to enjoy that scene as well. All right, I'm going to let you sort of finish up, but I want to know, are there tickets still available for Saturday night?
You can
tonight. What am I saying? Saturday night?
Yes, it's 2 nights.
Every night is Saturday night during December in South Africa. It's the summer holiday. So, okay, so tonight there are still tickets available.
Tonight, you come to the door, $200 per person. It is, again, for charity at Idle Winds Lodge and Conference Center in Centurion.
Unbelievable. Well,
yeah, just come to the door, everybody. 4 p.m. to 2 a.m. We're going to have a ball.
Okay, can't wait. Ladies and gentlemen, Monique Bingham here in studio with us, American house vocalist. She's performing tonight. It's a charity concert, takes place in Centurion. Tickets are available, 200 Rand, so you can get them at the door, and it's in support of a charity. But besides the charity side, you're going to see someone performing who is just absolutely incredible.